everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you something that I've been working really hard on, and these are my first junk journals. I got into junk journaling this year and I'm obsessed. So this is a special project for my Patreon people. I have a tier where I give them Happy Meal, and I wanted to go all out for Christmas and for the last month as a thank you. So I created these junk journals for them, and I worked on these for a really long time, but I think they turn out really cute, and I can't wait to share them with you. So let's get started. I'm going to show you the different supplies that I use in the books and stuff like that. So and also I was really inspired by Kittywittypapercraft Amy here on YouTube. She's super talented. I love her junk journals, and I love her style. If you're new to my channel, if you don't know, I do not like vintage brown. I like retro kitschy kind of stuff, and that's what she does in her junk journals. So she's a huge inspiration for me. I'll link her channel and her Instagram below so you guys can check her out. So let's get started. So I want to show you really quick the different supplies that I gathered and used for my junk journals. And I'm going to start off with the vintage finds and the vintage books. So this is a French book. I live in Montreal, Quebec, so unfortunately a lot of the things that I do find or thrift are all French related. So this one is about winter, and this one is from 1968 or 1970, whichever. And I'm just going to go really quickly through it, but I just used one sheet of this book. This is the French poetry book. I got this for $1, and it's just really cool. The paper is really thin and just really pretty, so I've been using this throughout the journals too. This is Nutcracker Ballet. I used a few of these, I think, in 2 albums. Really cute imagery. I only used this in one of them, when Santa lost his ho ho ho. I found it a little bit hard to use because there's a lot of yellow, but I do like some of it as well, so I got this book. This is The Night Before Christmas, and I love this one. You'll see that in my journals I use this book to create pockets because of the die cut edge. So I did use this in a few of my journals. This one I only use in one of them because one of my Patreon people wanted a winter themed book, so I use this one here. I love the artwork, and it's just more of a snow kind of winter, not really Christmas, so I use that for one of them. This is some vintage ledger paper that I thrifted, so I use this as well. Oh, and of course I had to use How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Don't worry, I have backups. I did not break into a really good edition of this. This one I bought because it was all used up and ruined, so the pages are actually pretty good. It's just the front, but I did cut this up, and I'm going to be using this for my Christmas junk journals. And then this is one of my most epic finds. It's just an old receipt book from a grocery store from 1944 to 1945. So these are vintage glassine paper with the name of the grocery store that I think they used to wrap meat, or I'm not really quite sure what they used with this. It has vintage receipts. What I did was I used these pages and I made pockets with them. You have the date stamp, and you have the beautiful calligraphy and what they bought. Don't really understand it, but it's really cool. So I used that, and then I also used from this book these receipts right here. They're perforated, you can cut them out. Each album gets one of these vintage French receipt check things, and I just love the embellishment of it. It's so gorgeous, so you'll see how that looks in the albums. So that's what I use for my vintage finds. Now let me show you the products that I used. Alright, so I use a bunch of different things, but here are some of the stuff that I pulled out to show you. I recently picked up some new distress ink, so I used I think I used the Candied Apple. I'm not sure if I used Lucky Clover, but I did buy it for this project. And I did use Evergreen Bough and Festive Berries. This is the first time that I used Distress Oxide, so it was really fun to play with. I also used this beautiful Eyes Ink Diamond glitter paint, and you guys are going to see it in the album. It's so beautiful, and it kind of creates this raised glittery effect that does not rub off. It dries permanently, which you can use it on fabric as well, so I'm loving this product, and I'm definitely going to pick up more. And I got that at a local scrapbook store to me. I thrifted this beautiful vintage lace, which you'll see in 2 of the albums. So it's gorgeous. Oh, it's so gorgeous. I used 2 of these puffy foil stickers, but these are hard, like resin almost epoxy stickers. So I used 2 of these. I use these stencils throughout. These 2 are from Echo Park and Carta. And then this one is from Craft. I use a mix of stickers. So this is a sticker sheet that I picked up at my local dollar store. As you can see, I used a lot of it, which is great. I have some Merry Days stickers. I used 2. I used these 2 right here, I believe. Yeah. And then I used the Snowflake crepe paper collection. So you can see I used a few in this album. And then I use mostly these stickers. I picked it up for this project. This is from the Carta, A Very Merry Christmas. I don't know if it's this year's or last year's collection, but I think it's still available on scrapbook.com. I'll have all the products linked below in the description of this video in case you guys want to pick it up for yourself. So yeah, I use a good amount of these stickers and I'm really happy about that. And then in here, I have a bunch of stuff that I just used. So I have some of these. I think these are from, these are authentic Santa cut-aparts, alteration tags that I picked up on Etsy. So all of the printables that I printed are all here. I have some tags. I'll have the links to all of the shops in the description box below. I did buy stuff off of Etsy. I also did find my own printables on Pinterest. So I'll have all of that information linked below. I'll have my Pinterest board if you guys are interested. Like this one is found on Pinterest. It's really pretty. Because I'm using it for personal use, I'm not selling these albums, it's a gift. I was able to use these printables from Pinterest, but I'm not quite sure if you're gonna be selling stuff. I'm not quite sure if you can use them or not. You're gonna have to look into it. For now, I'm not gonna be selling anything, so that's why I'm using them for personal projects. I did find a bunch of these vintage TV show ads. So just a quick little show and tell. I love this little card here. I think I found this on Pinterest. So yeah, I have a little bit of crepe paper. This is just an envelope I didn't end up using. Some of these are doubles, but these are mostly the ones that I did not end up using. So these ones I found on Pinterest, as well as the snowman. I love this kitschy style of vintage. This is my favorite thing ever. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. These are from a Etsy shop that I picked up. And there's just a bunch of other things in here. So this is a majority of the different things I use. I also have here some buttons and clips and some thread that I didn't end up using, some gold rickrack that I did end up using, and I ended up using these vintage star brads that I picked up at a thrift store this year. They're so beautiful. You'll see how they look like in the album. So these are all the supplies that I used. So now let's get into junk journals. So let's start with this one first. So every journal has this little decorative pocket here. This is sort of a play on This Book Belongs To. So I thought they can write that out, or maybe just journal about the memories of what they're using their junk journal for. And so this is a paper from the Nutcracker Ballet, and then I added a sticker here from the Carta paper collection I showed you. And there's a lot of vintage paper. So this is an actual vintage music sheet. It's really old. It's just really nice, aged. I love that look. This is just a paper from the Fa La La. Okay, so this is a pocket that I got in Norway. And I just originally had the idea of binding them as traveler's notebooks. You'll see the opposite page at the end of the journal because that was kind of what my intention, but then I decided to just cut them in half and use my cinch because it was just a lot easier for me to do it that way. So this is vintage ledger paper that I thrifted. These are cards that I picked up this year. They're really cute. This is a little Santa one. This is a paper from Michaels. And then here I made a little tuck spot and I added this Anna Griffin vintage Santa looking dude, this little Santa, and this cut apart sheet and this 3x4 card, and they just tuck here. So this is kind of like Santa themed, you know, naughty nice. I tried. And so here I use that zinc diamond paint that I mentioned before. And this is a vintage envelope from the 1960s, and I really like how that turned out. And I, of course, had to add the Grinch, so here he is. And I like how there's like a space for a photo here or journaling. I really like that. So here I used that lace and I made a little lace pocket. I think I love the colors so much. And this is from a Carta collection. I forgot the name. And this is a vintage card that I thrifted. It's really textured. It's really cute. In the back, I did a tuck spot. Okay, I'm just gonna use this envelope. So I did a little tuck spot here. This is that vintage glassine paper from 1940. So it's very fragile. And then here again, I used that stencil and the oxide inks. I added some stickers and I made a pocket using that vintage receipt book paper. So this is really fun. I got this and I thought it'd be fun to add like a photo in here. So I customized it. I made it smaller and I just punched a little notch here. This is one of my favorite doilies that I picked up. So pretty. And then this is sketch paper. So you can journal on this, you can draw on this. It's up to the person what they want to use it for. This is a paper from Echo Park, Merry and Bright. And I added some ribbon here, a little tab, and I added a button. And what I did was I made it into a pocket. So really cute. And this is fun. So what I did was I just used some Voila paper. Oh yeah, I also used a lot of printables that I purchased, and I'll link the shop below if you're interested. This right here, this is, if you're Canadian, you'll recognize this right away. This is Canadian Tire Money, the old ones. Now they changed it up, but this is just something that is just, I grew up with, it's everywhere. But anyway, I thought it'd be really fun to kind of include that in the junk journals because it has a vintage feel to it. And it's kind of funny, you know, people spend a lot of money in the holidays, and I thought this would be really fun as a little touch. So if you're Canadian, you're probably like, that's hilarious. But if you're not and you're like, ooh, what is this? It's real. If you go to Canadian Tire in Canada, you can use it, but it's only 10 cents. So you won't go really far with that. Anyway, and then this is a doily, and I turned it into a pocket. You'll see how I used it in the other ones. So I just have some cut aparts in here. And I should probably warn you, this is going to be a long video, so I hope you guys enjoy. And then I made another little pocket here, and I have a guest check and a little Merry and Bright cut apart, and I just paper clipped them together. So this was very Santa themed, so I used reindeer. And this is a cute little pocket I created, and here's another of that French poetry paper, and then the receipts, I added one in here. And there's that like chunky little tree sticker. And then, so you see, like, I used the opposite sides towards the end, and this is just a little flip up. And this is the vintage card that goes with that envelope I showed you in the front where I did the stenciling. So this is from 1960s, I'm not sure which year. And it's one of those vintagey fold-up 4-way cards, and this is perfect for journaling or for added photos. Just a lot of extra spots there, and I just paper clipped it. And then we have the other side of that Grinch paper, and there's more of the text. So I did a quick Google search, and I found these vintage ads for some of the classic Christmas cartoons, and I put them in Photoshop. I edited them, made them black and white. And I really like how that turned out, so you'll see that throughout the albums as well. Then I have a little Dear Santa cut apart, and this is just paper from Craft. It's really soft and really cute, so I just made it into a jumbo tag, and I like how that looks layered together. And then we're nearing the end, so you see the back side of the bird and that paper, music note paper, and then here I made a pocket with some extra scraps. I like how that looks. So that's the first junk journal I created. Now let's look at this one. This one's inspired by trees and greenery and floral. So that's kind of what I focused on. The theme would be like Christmas trees. So here I have a little Christmas tree background. This is how I layered this pocket here. So this one starts off with the vintage music note paper. And right away I have the little photo, because I thought maybe that would be a great, if you have a photo of the year, your whole family or whatnot, you can add it here at the beginning of the album. So this is, you grab my envelope, this is another tuck spot. And then here I took a envelope, I just trimmed it off, and I made a little pocket. So again, you see that same vintage ad here. And then I have this really pretty digital card, and again I'll have all the links, the shop's link below, because I did mix and match and I don't remember, and I also did find a lot online on Pinterest, so I'll just link my Pinterest board below. I'll link the shop so that you guys can check it out for yourself. And I added this tag that I picked up this year from Winners, so it says from Santa, and it just goes like that. back in the pocket. I like how Santa's face is peeking through. And then here I made another little tuck spot with scraps of paper, and I added some of this rickrack, this gold rickrack. So this is just a tag, and this is a tree journaling card. This is a vintage Santa card that I picked up over the summer. I love it so much. It's textured. It is in French, but you can always cover that up with a photo or journaling. So that's just some paper. As you can see, the tree theme again over here. This is another envelope. It's open on both sides, so they can add photos. They can just do a lot with this. It's very interactive. So there's the Grinch shoving up the tree from the book. Here's that vintage glassine paper, that vintage 1944 paper as well. You can see the aging. It's so gorgeous. So I added this little cut apart here. Added some stickers and some washi tape. This I made a little flippy bit. I don't know what you call them. So here I made a pocket with the ledger paper. So 2 of the albums have pockets with the ledger, and 2 of them just have the ledger as pages. I thought that was fun and different. So here I just did a little bit of a layering cluster here. And in hindsight, I should have left this open because I could have tucked stuff under here too. But you know, you live and you learn. And this is a little Santa printable card. There is another one of my favorite doilies. It's so fun. And here is a tree again from the Nutcracker book. Here's a vintage card that I thrifted, and I just clipped it with this little reindeer clip, which I might change to a tree if I have one. And I just clipped it to the vellum because I really like how it accents the gold foiling on the card. And then that's the envelope that goes with that card, and I just did some stenciling on it. And then here is another lace pocket. And I just made this little tag, and this is from Falala. I just think it looks really cute there, the contrasting colors. So here is another photo of a tree, a scene, and here is one of my favorite little tuck pockets. So again, you have the Canadian Tire money, and this one is 5 cents. I went with the green one for this one because there's a lot more green in this album. I love this little Santa and how he's so cute. And then I just made a tag with this paper. And I love, love, love how the Santa peeks out of the pocket and how the money kind of overlaps the pocket too. Just love that look so much. So then we have the other side of that vellum and the other side of that Nutcracker tree paper. Some more of that sketch paper for journaling or for doodling. And then here I made another little tab, and I added, this time I sewed on a button, but then I realized it's just easier to use the aqua glue from Tombow, so I used that for the rest of them. And this is another vintage little star brad that I thrifted this year. I even have like these old records, and I was thinking of maybe if I can punch holes, adding them into a junk journal in the future, so that'd be really fun. And then in this one, another little pocket, I have a blue guest check and this little paper printable. It's from the Falala collection. And I like how it matches a little candy cane here. And then we have the famous little line here. And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. Isn't that cute? I love that so much. And then I made a little pocket here. Again, that tree element throughout. And some more stickers on this one. I have just a little journaling card. For the most part, these journals are done, but I say that because I might go back and add some more finishing touches, little details, little stickers, little embellishments here and there, because there's just so much you can add. I just love this whole look here with this dark green little pull tab, and then this and the red. Oh, just so beautiful with the vintage music note paper. Just beautiful. I like how little things are like peeking out of it. It's really fun. So I might go back and add some more finishing touches before I ship it to my patrons, which I call my crafty rebels. So if you guys want to join my Patreon, I'll have the link below so you guys can check it out. So this one is really pretty too. I think this one's my favorite opening pocket. I just love how the mistletoe looks with this little reindeer. I mixed collections, and like I literally have Michael's. This is from the new collection, Holly Jolly, from My Mind's Eye, which I also forgot to mention I used. And then Merry Days, and then the Carta Bella paper. So we have a little Santa card here. Again, that vintage music paper. I added some stickers to this one here. This is that 1960s envelope again, and then I just made a little layer cluster here. I love how the black pops with the red and the glitter. So you can see here's the ledger paper that I use as a sheet, and for this one I just added a little bracket little die cut there. And then here you can see how I used the doily this time. I just made them as a page, so that's different. And then I have another little pull tab here, and I added a red button, and again that gold star brad, and another pocket that I picked up in Norway in 2017. And here I just have a little card tucked in so they know that it's opened here, that they can add goodies in there. Again, that glassine and that paper from the receipt book. Added some stickers to it. Here I made a little pocket, and I have some scraps of paper, but I just love how it layers up with this card here. And I added one of those clear stickers that are pretty chunky that I showed you at the beginning. This is from the Santa Lost His Ho 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 book, so I really like it because there's Santa here and he looks really cute and jolly. And then I had to include the vintage Santa card. I love him. And then I made a pocket here. I think this is one of my favorite pockets. I love how it looks. I added those gold snowflakes that I got in Happy Mail last year. And then in here I added a tag that I made with that craft paper. This is just a tag from Michael's a couple years ago, but they have it every year. I like how it just tucks, how it peeks through. For each journal has the same thing. In one of these pockets they have the vintage receipt and a sheet of the French music paper, poetry paper, sorry. Here's the other little photo card, and then this one I added this this follow up pattern that I printed on vellum. And here is the Grinch returning all the presents to Whoville, so cute. And then I have the Merry Day Santa paper. I love this one too in the back of it. That doily, the sketch paper, this is from Snowflake. I just really love that red. And this is a pocket, and in here I have cut aparts, so mixed collections here. And then in this pocket we have a guest check and then a red from Santa tag. But there's so much room to grow. You can add so much more in here, and I like how over here they can add a photo or do some journaling or some embellishments. Really like the option to add to these pockets. And then here's Mr. Santa. This is another little flip bit. This is a little altered paper clip that I received in Happy Mail, and I thought it was really cute, so I just clipped the card here. And then in this little tuck spot, again, that's from that crepe paper collection. It's either Sleigh Ride or Snow Day. I think it's Sleigh Ride. I'm not sure. So here's another different little ad for Frosty the Snowman and It Was the Night Before Christmas. And this is just a little tag that I have. So I tucked them inside this little tuck spot here, the back side of that doily. And then here it says, and he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast, which is the last page of the Grinch book. Love it so much. Here you can add whatever photos and stuff. This is from Snowflake. I love this pattern so much. And in this pocket here I added another vintage TV ad. This time it's the TV guide, but I left this one in color because the colors are just so vibrant. I love it. So in here I have, again, paper from that Sleigh Ride collection from crepe paper. This is from Merry Days, and I have this cute little gingerbread guy peeking through as well. So I love how that looks. And then we have the back side of that Santa paper, the glassine paper. This is from Fa La La. There's the doily. And I love this element here. These are 2 pages separately. The rickrack is on the next page, but the ledger paper is short, so it fits right up to the edge of that rickrack, and it looks like it's all in one, but it's not. And I love the blue of that bell sticker. It picks up really nicely the yellow tones and the blue tones, and it just looks really pretty. It's one of my favorite elements in this album. So here it is, the little rickrack that I added. And then here is the vintage music paper, and this is the back of it. So that one is the Santa themed. And then the last one, I had asked my patrons if they wanted winter or Christmas, and one of them said winter. So that's why the other 3 are Christmas themed, and this one is a winter themed. I created a little winter scene over here. This one has a snowman, little snowman card. So this has a lot of blues and pinks, and I had a lot of fun working on this. This is a vintage envelope that goes with the card that I didn't end up using, but I'll probably just gift to her. It's a really cute little snowman. I was gonna add him inside, but I didn't end up doing that, so I think it's really cute. This is one of my favorite elements. So it's a tuck spot here. This is one of my favorite little pieces. It's so adorable. Then I added this tag here, and I thought maybe they can journal the date or what the photos are about, or stamp the date, or just stamp anything. I really like how that ticket looks there. So here I added this beautiful ribbon, and I used that French snow winter storybook here in this one. For this one, I used my Moonstone iridescent paste from Nouveau. I really like how that looks. It's textured and it's really pretty. And in the back, I added this really pretty gold, silvery gold snowflake die cut from Michael's a couple years ago. And then in here, I just have scraps of paper, and then this is from Snowflake. And it just tucks right back in, and I love how that looks peeking through. Here is the doily once more. And then this is from Snowflake. And then here on this pocket, I made it horizontal. So I added a little cluster of decorations here. This is actually from a Webster's Pages collection that's really, really old. So I just thought I'd add it here. And this is a card, but I like the back of it more. So it just really adds some fun colors. And I added some pink glitter tape there. And then this is from Snow and Cocoa, but it's a printable. So the back is clear. This is from this book here that I told you about, and they can either close it up and make it a pocket if they want to, but what I decided to do is you can also make this, like, you can add a photo here, make it a flip bit. So I left it open to see for the recipient to do what they would like with it. Some more of that French poem book paper, and then here I made a little tuck spot. Really cute, and I love how I used scraps of that vintage lace here. It's really fun. And then here's just a little page. And then for this one, for this journal, I actually sprayed it with some Heidi Swapp Color Shine. This is the mint color. And I tried doing it for the other pages, but I used red and it looked like blood. So I didn't do that for the other pages, but for this journal I did. So here I have a little flip bit, but what I did was I just added this paper clip that I made myself. I just added the pom-pom here, and I have some little die cut pieces that I layered together, but this flips open, so you have space for journaling or photos. And just to hold it down, I clipped it. And then this is really cute too, because if they want, they can glue it together and make it a pocket, but it's just a separate page. This is really cool. I did get a bunch of these, but this is the only album that I incorporated these in. These are like caroler pamphlets from, I think, like the 1950s. And this one says Le Bonhomme de Neige, which basically is the snowman in French. And then the back has the music and the actual like writing that they wrote. So they wrote solo and ensemble. So I thought that was really cute. And then I added just a little tag here, little punch here. The photo card. This is one of my favorite pockets. I just love the blue and the pinks together, and I love when you take out the tag. It's so pretty. Isn't it pretty? Oh, I love it. And I love how I use that book because it is die cut, so you have this really fun shape throughout all of the junk journals. I think that's really fun. This tag is super cute. I layered 2 crepe paper elements. Snowman sticker here. I don't know if you can see that. And then the back of that music paper isn't the prettiest, but obviously you can add a photo or whatnot. She can even add this card right here. When I give it to her, she can add this card, make it a flip out, and there's space for photos everywhere if she wants to cover up these people. So that's an option. This is a little flip up bit from the Snowflake collection. I just love this paper. It's one of my favorites. This is another one of my favorite elements. I love these little birdies, and for this one I added red gemstones because they had like a little white spot for like highlight, and I thought it'd be really fun to add these little gems to it. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera really well, but let me bring it up so you can see it. And then I just added a sticker that says Holiday Wishes. That's from Merry Days. I did buy a bunch of tags, and then this one I did use this alteration tag, and it's like perforated that you can rip the bottom off, and I thought this was really cute. I used this die cut from Snow Day from Snowflake, and then this is paper from Snap albums, and I thought it'd be really fun to just include as an element. So I try to use the same elements throughout all of the junk journals, but as you can see, this one uses different elements than the others. Makes them all unique and original. So some more sketch paper, that glassine, I love how this one looks, the spray, and it does shine. And then we have some more paper. And this one's really pretty. I got these cards recently from Winners, and they stand up, you know, but I'm not gonna score it, but they do stand up. And I love this beautiful little reindeer, and it has glitter on it. The only thing is that this writing does not really match. So if it was just like pink and red, it would be really cute, but it does match the other cards that came in the box set. But anyway, the whole point is that I want to tuck it like this so that it adds just another fun little element. Whatever I put in the tuck spots, it's customizable. They can move things around. So here I have another pocket and a pinkish check, and this little cut apart piece from Snowflake. So here, this is really, really unique and so amazing. This is the actual writing carbon copy from that receipt book that I showed you. So this is from 1944, and this is exactly what they ordered. I don't really understand it, but I think it's so beautiful with the blues, and it's just, I don't know, if they want to cover it up, they can, but you can see the aging on the side. Isn't that gorgeous? Like, I'm not into vintage, but this kind of vintage, I don't mind, you know? It's real vintage. It's not ucky brown, and I don't know if you guys kind of understand what I'm trying to say. And that, okay, so this is really cool. This is the other side of that French winter book that I picked up, and it says Montreal 1982 Quebec. So this is very personal to where I live. You can have a photo here, cover it completely, or if they want to keep that element, they can. Another thing they can do is glue it down and make this into a pocket. So I left the options there for them. And then this pocket is really pretty. I layered a bunch of different collections here. This is pretty cool. This is like crepe paper throughout the years. We have Snow and Cocoa, Sleigh Ride, and then we have Snowflake. That's pretty cool. And then again, we have that French poetry paper and the receipt, this one. And that's it. This is the last of my junk journals. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I know this was a long video, but I just wanted to show you guys all of my junk journals in detail because this is the first time I make them and I'm absolutely in love. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know which one is your favorite. I'd love to hear your feedback. And thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great and safe holiday season. I'll see you guys in 2020, a new decade, a fresh new decade. Oh, it's gonna be amazing. I hope you guys are well, and I'll see you soon. Bye.